Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Banana, and welcome to the best sentry placements of TF2, a series in which we look for the best sentry placements for both an offensive and defensive playstyle in Team Fortress 2. Today we will be looking at CTF Turbine, a capture the flag map that offers many good sentry placements. Today we will be looking at 4 of those placements, 2 offensive and 2 defensive placements. Let's begin with the defensive. The first sentry placement is not actually this placement right here. I see this a lot in public servers, and this is a bad placement because it doesn't actually reach the back wall, as you can see here. It doesn't reach. A much better sentry placement is around this corner right here. As long as you have a dispenser near you, it's pretty easy to keep your sentry up and running, even against some ubered power classes. Let's move on to some gameplay from this position. As you can see, most people who come around that corner are pretty oblivious to the sentry placement. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Now the reason I said there were 4 sentry placements, this one I'm technically counting as an offensive and a defensive placement because it really depends on how far forward your team has pushed, on whether this can be an offensive or defensive sentry placement. It's up on top of the container that is the opposite color of your team, and it blocks all the exits with the exception of that back wall in which you can just use the Wrangler. So it does allow a lot of coverage for all the areas, not to mention there's multiple ways of getting it up there. The teleporter I have up there does not need to be there. You can just simply jump over, as I did not manage to do there. But this will block all the exits. Let's get on to some gameplay of this. As you can see from those clips, it can prove as both an offensive and a defensive point. Defensive in the case that it pretty much prevented anyone from going through that middle room, and offensive because, well, it's not exactly defending the intelligence, it's kind of just in the middle, preventing everyone else from going through. Anyway, let's move on to the final and last sentry placement. Now the next sentry placement, as we see here, is a very offensive one. This is setting up in the enemy's air ducts kind of thing. Now this is essential that you set up a teleporter somewhere in here because then it'll allow your team to basically walk past everything else on the map and go straight to the enemy's intel room. This is a fantastic offensive sentry placement and pretty much allows your team to win really fast. Now I'm not going to show any footage of this one because in all honesty, no one really ever comes down here except your team. The enemy team really doesn't go in their own ducts, especially not back here, unless they know that there's a sentry there. So as long as you keep it pretty well hidden, your team can just pretty much conga over, grab the intel, and leave. I'd like to personally thank you all for watching this video. Comment below on what maps you'd like to see in future episodes. Until next time, I am Sir Banana, and you are not.